In the vibrant yet tranquil city of Dalat, where mist rolls over pine-covered hills and the hum of motorbikes fills the air, we find Hoang, a diligent 26-year-old accountant. His days are filled with numbers and balance sheets, but his heart is heavy with longing. Hoang's gaze is always distant, his mind wandering to thoughts of Mai, the beautiful daughter of a wealthy merchant whose presence alone seems to light up every room she enters. To Hoang, Mai is an ethereal being, seemingly out of reach, yet hauntingly close in his dreams. Desperate to win Mai's affection, Hoang showers her with gifts, flowers, books, and exquisitely crafted trinkets. Each offering is a piece of his heart, wrapped in hopeful anticipation. Yet Mai, ever graceful and kind, accepts them with a thankful smile, but gently reminds him that she cherishes their friendship above all. Mai's words, though gentle, pierce Hoang's heart. His love, unreciprocated, festers into an obsession. Day by day, Hoang's fascination with her grows, spiraling into madness. He starts collecting the most trivial of her discarded items, a hairpin, a tissue, and even a forgotten scarf. Each piece holds a fragment of her essence, fueling his delirium. Driven by an unyielding need to possess Mai's love, Hoang turns to the supernatural. He seeks out the whispers of an ancient and ominous tradition, the Vietnamese love spell. In the dead of night, under a shroud of secrecy, he decides that he will bind her heart to his, no matter the cost. His choice, like a thread of crimson, begins to weave a tale of horror. Under a brooding sky, Hoang sets out from his village, the weight of his desperation mirrored in his eyes. The jungle looms ahead like a dark, verdant ocean. Every step into its heart is like descending into another realm, a world where the cries of familiar birds are replaced by the unsettling symphony of the unknown. As Hoang treks deeper, the path becomes treacherous. Roots twist like serpents underfoot, and shadows dance with the whispers of ancient spirits. He pushes forward, driven by a singular purpose, to find the elusive shaman, Thai Mo, whose name echoes like a legend among whispers of the villagers. Finally, after what feels like hours, the jungle opens up to reveal a clearing where a small, weathered hut stands. This is Thai Mo's dwelling, its exterior adorned with odd relics and symbols that seem to pulse with an eerie energy. Hoang's heart pounds, not with the exertion of his journey, but with the anticipation of what lies inside. Hoang steps into the dimly lit hut, greeted by the musty scent of age and incense. In the shadows sits Thai Mo, the blind shaman, his eyes milky yet seemingly all-seeing. Without a word, Hoang hands over a hairbrush belonging to Mai and a crumpled roll of money, the price for the shaman's perilous craft. Thai Mo, with an air of solemnity, accepts the offerings. His voice is a raspy whisper as he begins the ritual. He extracts corpse oil from a jar, its ghastly origin unspoken yet known. As the thick liquid drips into a small bowl, he chants incantations lost to time. Hoang offers his hand, wincing as the shaman pierces his finger, letting blood mingle with the unholy concoction. The ritual reaches its climax as Thai Mo binds the elements into a cursed amulet. He hands it to Hoang, his words a dire warning. You are renting a demon, not buying love. Hoang, clutching the amulet, feels the chill of its sinister power, the weight of his choice settling heavily upon his soul. In the dimly lit kitchen, Hoang stands with an air of grim determination. The air is thick with the scent of burning incense, mingling with a dark, unspoken tension. Before him, a small bowl of ash crumbles under his fingertips, the remnants of a forbidden spell. His heart beats loudly, a drum of fear and anticipation resounding in his chest. With trembling hands, he takes a deep breath, steeling his nerve. He knows what he must do. Hoang carefully sprinkles the ash into a steaming cup of tea. The dark particles dance and dissolve, swirling into an inky vortex within the delicate porcelain. As he stirs, his mind wrestles with doubt, but desperation drives him forward. He whispers an incantation, barely audible, its ancient words carrying the weight of ages. The deed is done. He is committed. The clock of fate ticks louder now. Mai enters the room, her gentle footsteps a stark contrast to the turmoil in Hoang's heart. Oblivious to the impending storm, she greets him with a smile that radiates warmth, a light that he fears will soon extinguish. Hoang watches her take the cup, his eyes betraying a mixture of hope and dread. She sips slowly, savoring the familiar flavor, unaware of the sinister twist it now holds. The transformation is subtle at first. Mai's laughter is brighter, her touch more tender. Hoang's heart flutters with a fleeting joy. Yet, beneath her affectionate gaze lies the shadow of something unnatural. Her eyes, once serene, now gleam with an intensity that disquiets him. Love blooms, but its petals are edged with thorns. Days pass, and Mai's infatuation grows into an all-consuming obsession. She clings to Hoang, her presence suffocating, her affection a smothering force. Her once vibrant energy dims, replaced by a manic fervor that drains her spirit. Her laughter rings hollow, a haunting echo of what was. Hoang watches helplessly as Mai's health deteriorates. Dark circles mar her eyes, and her skin takes on a pallor that chills him to the bone. The once vibrant woman he loved is now a ghostly reflection, as if life itself is being siphoned away. She paces their home, muttering under her breath, paranoia twisting her features into a mask of fear and suspicion. In a moment of clarity, Hoang realizes the true horror of what he has done. He is trapped in a waking nightmare, witnessing the woman he loves succumb to a feral, possessed state. Mai thrashes in nightmares, her voice a guttural whisper of terror, her body contorted by unseen forces. Hoang's heart breaks as he grasps the depth of his mistake, a despairing cry lost in the shadows that now enshroud their world. The room is dimly lit, candles flickering against the shadowed walls, casting elongated silhouettes that dance eerily. Mrs. Lan paces anxiously, her eyes flickering with desperation. "Thai Bin, please, save my daughter," she implores, her voice trembling with a mother's unyielding love and fear. The Taoist priest Thai Bin stands at the center, a serene yet stern figure draped in traditional robes. He nods solemnly, his presence commanding the room. Thai Bin kneels beside Mai, who lies unconscious on a bamboo mat, her face pale and fragile. Her breaths are shallow, almost imperceptible. He gently places his hand on her forehead, whispering a chant that fills the room with an ethereal resonance. The air thickens, charged with an unseen energy. As Thai Bin continues his incantations, the atmosphere shifts, a cold breeze swirling despite the still night outside. Suddenly, the room trembles. A guttural growl emanates from Mai's lips, distorting her peaceful visage. Her eyes snap open, pupils dilated and wild. The demon, now manifest, snarls defiantly, "You cannot sever what is bound by fate." Thai Bin remains unfazed, drawing a series of sacred talismans from his robe, placing them strategically around Mai. The talismans pulse with a golden light, creating a protective barrier. Thai Bin raises his hand, clutching a ceremonial dagger etched with ancient symbols. "By the power of the spirits, I command you to release this child," he declares, his voice rising above the demon's menacing hisses. The demon retaliates, shadows writhing and twisting, but Thai Bin strikes, severing the crimson thread that binds Mai. A blinding flash of light erupts, and a piercing scream echoes, shaking the very foundations of the house. As the light fades, Mai collapses, her body limp and lifeless. Thai Bin lowers his hand, breathing heavily but triumphant. Mrs. Lan rushes forward, cradling her daughter, tears streaming down her face as she whispers, "Mai, my Mai." The room feels different now, lighter, as if a great burden has been lifted. Outside, a distant rumble echoes in the night sky, signaling an ominous shift. Far away, deep within the heart of the forest, Hoang feels a jolt, a psychic shockwave surging through him. He gasps, clutching his chest as the realization dawns. The spell's tether, once severed, seeks to return to its origin. A storm brews on the horizon, foretelling the final confrontation yet to come. The dim light from the flickering motel sign outside casts eerie shadows across the room. Hoang is alone, trembling on the edge of the bed. The air is heavy, thick with the foreboding sense of something lurking just beyond sight. He grips his head with his hands, beads of sweat forming on his brow. "Oh God, it's happening! It's happening!" he gasps. As if responding to his words, the room's temperature drops, a chill creeping in that makes his breath visible in the gloom. Suddenly, a sharp, searing pain shoots through his body, causing him to double over. His eyes widen, pupils dilating as the world around him begins to blur and shift. The demon manifests, an indistinct mass pulsating with malevolent energy. Hoang lets out a strangled scream as the creature advances, its presence suffocating, overwhelming. "No, please," he begs, scrambling backwards on the bed, his voice cracking with terror. But the demon is relentless, its dark tendrils brushing against his skin, igniting it with burning agony. Visions explode in his mind. Mai's face, serene and yet impossibly distant, juxtaposed with grotesque images of suffering and despair. Hoang clutches at his throat, eyes bulging, as if trying to ward off an invisible hand squeezing the life from him. As the hallucinations reach a fever pitch, Hoang is consumed by madness. He claws at his own skin, desperate to rid himself of the tormenting sights and sounds. "Make it stop," he cries, his voice broken and hollow in the oppressive silence. He collapses onto the floor, convulsing. The room spins wildly around him, a vortex of chaos and fear. In his final moments, he gags violently, his body contorting in anguish. He coughs, a wet, choking sound, and a tangled ball of hair and crimson thread emerges from his throat, gruesome and impossible. His body stills, the price of the spell finally paid. Back in the peaceful stillness of her home, Mai stirs awake. She sits up abruptly, her eyes wide with a mixture of confusion and fear. Her hand instinctively moves to her chest, where the weight of the spell once lay heavy. Soft moonlight filters through the window, casting gentle patterns on the walls. She's free, yet something deep inside her remains unsettled, haunted by echoes of the spell's dark power. The silence of the room feels fragile, as if the mere act of breathing might shatter it. Mai whispers into the night, "It's over, but I'll never forget."